Alright, there we go. You're gonna notice a blue tint. I'm using the, my lights for once. Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new live stream of well, not Changeling Tale. This one, let me fix that. This one is gonna be a little bit different. A little bit different. This is a visual novel I happened to find per chance just by looking on itch. I'm excited to play it. It's something different. But how are we all doing today? This is Fallenwolf. Oh, how are we doing today? Are we doing good today? Is the audio okay? Can everybody hear me fine? Or do I need to worry about fixing the audio? I think everything is fixed. So, like I said, this is going to be a little bit of a different visual novel I'm playing. The biggest thing with this visual novel is this one has, supposedly the main premise is transformation, and also the fact that, as far as I know, all of the romantic interests are female, and you play male. So, I think this is like one of the first heterosexual, exclusively heterosexual furry VNs I've played on this channel. That might not be true. I'm trying to think. I think it actually no. I think that's Familiar Travels technically. You have Familiar Travels, technically. But yeah, I played a little bit of this before a few days ago just to test it out. I played very little of it, so there's no need to worry about it. I played very little of it, so I don't know that much. The one thing that I noticed that really was interesting, you can do hints. You can either do show major decisions or show romance paths. We're not going to do that though. That ruins the whole thing to me. That's going to completely ruin the, that's going to completely ruin everything. I'm like, why would I do that? I want to be surprised. So anyway, this is going to be, possibly a one-off live stream, possibly not. If people seem to enjoy it, I'll do it again. If not, we'll move on to something else. That's pretty much all I got to say. Minotaur Hotel is going to be live streamed tomorrow. I'm going to try to. I do have a doctor's appointment, but I'm hoping after that I have enough time, I will live stream Minotaur Hotel. But with that being said, I think we should get started. I was very interested. Like I said, very interested in visual novel. It takes place in 1919, right after World War I in Scotland. So that's going to be interesting. I'm assuming the volume's okay. If the volume sounds like it's off from either me or the visual novel, of course, let me know. I did turn down the volume a little bit because it is kind of loud. So, let's start. This game is intended for mature audiences. Show adult content. I don't want YouTube to yell at me, but at the same time, I don't want to censor too much. We'll do enable. Fuck it. Cause why not? I'm a daredevil. I'm not afraid. Actually, I am. I do have my lovely sensor on hand in case anything comes up, which we'll quickly fix. So, I can't do a Scottish accent, so we're not gonna be doing a Scottish accent. I know the character is Scottish and set in Scotland. We're not gonna be doing that. I can't do a Scottish accent. I tried. Trust me. I tried, and I couldn't do it. A chill wind brushes my skin as I huddle against the trench wall. It's a sure sign that winter will be on us soon. I pull my legs in close to brace myself against the cold, and my boots squelch loudly as they drag through the mud. A star flare arcs lazily across the sky. My thoughts drift to that first winter when I disembarked in France, wondering if the war would be over before I even made it to the front. Hardly. The heart of that enthusiastic boy may have died 4 years ago, but I live on. 4 years of living a nightmare. In many ways, tonight is no different. The distant thuds of shell fire, the occasional crack of a rifle shot piercing the air, the devil's lullaby. But the fire is sporadic and wrought as dawn approaches. There is to be a ceasefire today, or so we are told. Rumors are circulating that it will go into effect across the whole front. Could the nightmare finally be coming to an end? I tell myself I should feel joy, relief, hope, something. But those feelings elude me. The other lads are silent as well. Silence and emptiness. Is that all the future holds? No answers are carried on the whistling wind. My hand fumbles inside my soaked overcoat and produces the letter. I've read it a dozen times and I read it again. Oh gosh, I gotta try to read. I hate trying to read. I can write cursive, but I'm not good at reading it. I'm gonna wait till the whole thing goes through so I can read it, because I don't want to skip it. Dearest Malcolm, it is with a heavy heart that I write to you. Just yesterday we received word that your beloved grandfather has passed out to the hands of our Heavenly Father. There may he finally rest in peace. Your grandmother assures us that she will be fine, but we know that whilst life on the farm is quiet, it is also full of duty. We fear she will be unable to make ends meet without assistance, particularly in these troubled times. I'm gonna hit the button and see what happens. Okay, it works. She does not wish to be a burden, but Malcolm, please consider returning home to live in the country with your grandmother once your tour has completed. She would love you to the moon and back for it. Your mother and I think often of you. Be safe, your proud father ever, Bruce. Okay, so right off the bat, we do have a established main character. A lot of times with VNs, you don't really have an established character. Usually, you're kind of a blank slate for all intents and purposes. So that's already kind of interesting that it's actually, a distinguished character. Besides choices, of course. As far as I know, there are choices in this game. So. Kurt as always. While the other boys get parasols from their families, I only receive the odd letter here or there. Posting packages taxes an already stretched budget, Mom and Pop said once they moved to the city. Getting out of Acne-Cridge. Oh boy. We're gonna be using big words like that, aren't we? Acne-Cridge and away from their small world was all I ever wanted. Things seemed so much clearer than when the war was fresh. Now, with a glimmer of the end in sight, the future is as muddy as this damp trench we call a home. I try to imagine myself with discharge papers in hand, sailing back across the channel. Where am I headed? To the city? To vie for a factory job with all the other returning soldiers? To school? To whittle my days away behind books I can't afford? Or, after everything, am I really destined to spend my days back on the old family farm? I'm no clairvoyant. There's no vision of the future. Only a view of the same pockmarked pair of... Oh, boy. By the way, I should probably mention this. The writer for this VN is a Harvard graduate with an English degree. That should be fun. So there's going to be very hard words here, so forgive me if I can't get every single one of them right. Parafet, I've stared at for months. I was like, when I read that, I was like, oh boy, there's going to be a lot of big words in here, aren't there? That I'm going to just be like, what the fuck? Resignation sets in. Really, what difference does it make? What's left to lose? Oof. My heart skips a beat. Dirt patters on my helmet as if to rattle me out of my thoughts, and I curse myself for considering a future I may not yet live to see. My grip tightens on my rifle, and I hunker down, counting the precious minutes till I can set the weapon aside for good. Once I knew he was returning home, I was flooded with relief. My life could begin again. Malcolm was safe. That was all that mattered. He was alive. I could only hope he was unharmed and that no further danger would ever come to him. I have no idea who's speaking right now. Maybe the mom? Okay, I'm interested. Like I said, Changeling Tale. Oh, it's so small though. There's no giant logo that I posted. Changeling Tale. I am excited though. In all seriousness though, right now I just don't really know what's going on. I am excited though, because like I said, first off the bat, transformation, it's kind of interesting. You don't really see that in a visual novel, and I think the creator even said that. They're like, you don't really see transformation. You don't. Well, I mean, you had a little bit of it in Familiar Travels, but that was mostly the NSFW scenes. Oh, Chapter 1, Homecoming. So, we'll see how it is. I'm kind of interested. The art style looks amazing. Look how good. That looks good. The art looks good. I was like, when I looked at it, I was like, oh, the art looks good. I said, the writing apparently must be very well done. I was like, okay, I'm interested. It got my attention. For anybody that's interested in downloading, feel free to download in the link below, or can even donate if you feel like it. I put both the Patreon link as well as the link for if you just want to download the public demo that you don't have to pay for. Almost home, Hazel. I lean forward and pat my new companion as we trot along the ridge toward the village. It has been quite a long ride from... Oh boy, these places. I don't know none of these places, I'm sorry. From Stratton, where I picked her up at auction. I'm like, I have no idea what any of these places. I've never been to Scotland. I don't know anything about Scotland. I have no idea about Scotland. I don't know any of these places. The mayor offers a disapproving snort as if to say, this is clearly not her home. Home. I weigh the word in my mind. Is it truly my home anymore? I've trod up and down this road almost all my life, but that feels like it was ages ago. All around us, the foothills roll musically, like lines in a songbook. I would like to think I could still play a few notes on the flute my father whittled for me out of pine when I was still a wee lad. The memories are flooding back, alright, but they feel disconnected, as if they are from someone else's life, like sitting in the audience at a moving picture. Still, I can't help but feel emotional from the familiar scenery. The bluebells and heather are in full bloom, though it is May and still the season of cold spells. Excuse me, sir, it's not May. Where are you at? As far as I know, it is October. Well, no, not quite yet. It's almost October. It's November. November. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? September. It is September. It's about to be October, and then after that, November. I was like, whoa, what are you talking about? November and then October? No, I don't know. What am I doing? Alright, anyway. It's almost enough to quell the memories of the desolate landscape I left behind. A fresh start and a clean slate. Maybe this can be home once again. I am going to give a heads up. Like I said, I didn't play that much, but as far as I know, it kind of has a slow start to it. So I'm just giving forewarning. People are like, when's stuff gonna happen? I don't even know if this part of anything's gonna happen. I'm gonna stream for about 2 hours till about 5 o'clock my time. 2 hours, and then I'm gonna stop. Like I said, if people are interested and want me to keep going, I'll keep going with this VN. If not, that's fine too. I'll move on to something else. I just thought, when I saw it, I just thought, hey, this is something different. I don't really play, most of my VNs, for all intents and purposes, have somewhat similar to each other. This is something different. I said, hey, why not? The sky is getting dark as we finally make our way into Achnecridge. The humble cluster of aging dwellings beckons us in, a cozy oasis in the raw landscape of the Highlands. As we navigate the well-trodden path, I realize that something feels off. The tiny village was never much for hustle and bustle, outside of market day, but apart from the crunch of gravel under Hazel's hooves, the whole place is eerily silent and still. I shake my head. The war's touched here too. How many men would never return? Oh, that cat just came out of nowhere. A black cat emerges from an alley and peers at us, as if to punctuate the gloom. Gran used to say black cats were drawn by freshly departed souls, and I can't help but shiver. Hazel seems a little spooked too, but once we've trotted past, she relaxes back into a stroll. We round a bend and finally hear signs of life from the building ahead. The stag and Nanny, of course, defiantly merry even in the toughest of times. My stomach rumbles, reminding me that I've not eaten since the single biscuit at the train stop this morning. A pint and a hearty stew would sure fill every craving inside me right now. The music and laughter are inviting. A short detour won't do any harm, will it? After all, it's been months since the letter. Surely Grant could wait a few hours more. I slide off Hazel and loop her reins tightly around a post. Oh, she looks so precious. Oh, I like the art. Look how colorful it is. I really like this. It's some good color, and I like those. Tightly, because I'd quickly learned she's a sour girl, almost petty in her erratic behavior, and apparently why I received her at such a fair bid. She glares at me disapprovingly. Buck up, I'll be treating you well enough. It's just a quick stop, love. I'll be out in a jiff and sober too. She huffs skeptically. Well, probably. Mostly. Sorry, I really want to do a Scottish accent. I can't do a Scottish accent. New glossary. Oh, new glossary entries available. Okay, interesting. That's interesting. I probably should save, by the way, just in case something happens. I always get scared. Just in case something happens. As I open the door, the clouds of smoke part, revealing a comfortable scene. God, how'd I missed it. It's a regular Wednesday night at the Stag and Nanny. The noise of tired, happy drunkards is music to my ears. Indeed, the barkeep is one of the loudest, mingling among his chums at the tables. Before I know it, a little sprite of a woman approaches me. Wispy tufts of brown hair peek out from under a large floppy hat. She smiles shyly at me and reaches out towards my arm. Oh, she's so precious. She's precious. I'm assuming, I guarantee you, this is probably one of the romantic interests, and I guarantee you she's a nerd. Because big glasses means she's nerdy. Welcome home, soldier. Oh, why, thank you. She blushes and her voice becomes quiet and drowned out by the commotion. So, how does it feel? I'm sorry? She blushes even harder and takes a deep breath. But before she can finish her thought, oh gosh, this guy's as Scottish can be. I might try a Scottish accent for this guy, and I'm going to fuck it up so bad. But before she can finish her thought, I'm grabbed by the barkeep. His handshake is firm and benevolent. Another one home. Good to see you, lads. That's terrible, but we'll keep going. I have to do for him because he's got straight Scottish vibes popping off of. Look at that. Look at that fucking mustache and that outfit. I mean, I have to try at least. I have to try. And you, that's Malcolm. And you, a sight for sore eyes and look as sharp as ever. Balger pulls me in and gives me a hearty slap on the back. We're all right, proud of you, my boy. It's good to have you back. Oh my gosh, I can't. I feel so bad doing this. It's a relief to be here. I mean it. All my worries are wafted away, mingling into the room's smoke-filled haze. Balger steps back and studies me from head to toe. It feels like an officer's inspection, and instinctively my body snaps to attention. He nods. You were but a wee lad when I served you your first brew. Let me pour you another. I'll beer for a man. As Balger heads to the bar, others gather around to congratulate and welcome me back. It dawns on me. I am still in uniform. Identifiable as a homecomer, a survivor. I spot similar welcomings throughout the bar and wonder who I might remember. I hadn't seen any of my friends since before the war. They separated most of the recruits from town into class regiments and scattered us leagues apart. There are a few recognizable faces, older gentlemen I know by looks, not by name, but most of the pub goers are an elderly sort. Absent are the lads my age with whom I'd raised a ruckus. I tell myself that they are still overseas, waiting for their ticket home. Best not to dwell on the alternative. Come to think of it, I didn't recognize the brown-haired girl from town either. Wait, had she left already? My stomach rumbles again, reminding me why I came. I negotiate through the gauntlet of handshakes and back pats to an empty seat at a table. Before I know it, Balger places a pint in front of me. A delicately flaky birdie appears soon after by a gentleman doffing his cap with his compliments. I could get used to this kind of treatment. Ravenous, I quickly down the pastry and the beverage. The heavy flavors cling in my throat, deliciously comforting. It's good to be back. People around me are yammering about politics and work, weather and loved ones. Then I spot a glimpse of red in the crowd, and all at once, the din hushes. The gas lamps become dim, and the crowd collectively turns to the back. A pixie of a girl steps into the light. Ooh. Hello there, Tendo Mendo. How are you doing? A flapper? I can't believe my eyes. A flapper here in this backwater? The village has certainly changed. The village has certainly changed if it's attracting this sort of girl. I can tell from the crowd's expression that there are mixed feelings about that too. She sets down her cigarette. From another corner, I hear the crackle of a record being placed on a Victorola. I'm not gonna look up these terms. I'm gonna guess from the context what they are. If you want to know, look it up. I don't know anything about old history. I'm not good with history, so forgive me. Is that tinny or tiny? Tinny notes, I guess? Tinny notes fill the pub. They remind me of some songs I heard coming from the American camp while we waited for our boats home. There's a pause in the rhythm and she begins her act. And I'm gonna save this for research. Yes, actually, I'm gonna save it though. You know me. I gotta save every picture. Her crystal voice and swaying dress break open the room. It's a song about dancing in the dunes, out of the ornament, under a crescent moon, and it's like nothing I've seen or heard before. I get the feeling it's enchanting. It's a good one to go with, because for some reason, what does this noise make you think like what is this noise with these blasted kids playing their booming rock music? We're gonna go for enchanting. Her red lips shine as she smirks and chirps her way through the tune, toying with the audience. She's a flirt, and a stunning one at that. I beckon Bulgar over. Another pint, lad. I and something extra. Send the flapper a whiskey grenadine, extra cherries, on me. He laughs as he collects some empties. Enjoying the new entertainment, aye? Oh, she's been a hit with a lot of the regular... Oh, try with the accent, forgive me. Enjoying the new entertainment, eh? Aye, she's been a hit with a lot of the regulars. Less so with these dodgy ones. One whiskey grenadine coming up. Mind we've not yet had a batch of cherries coming since the damned U-boats moved off the Hebrides, but I'll see what I can do for you and the fine lady. With a laugh, he spins away and I find myself lost again in the flapper's exotic twirls. What a sight she is. I'm trying, like I said. You can make fun of me, it's okay. I won't take it personally. I can't do a Scottish accent, but that guy just... I'm like, I have to try a Scottish accent with the guy. The main character always is gonna sound like me, but I have to try with other characters. Eventually, the performance comes to an end. One last pirate... Oh boy, there's gonna be a lot of these words that I don't know. One last pirate... A tease of a curtsy, and the crowd bursts into hollers and applause. As she prepares the next dance, a few older fans press closer to this unusual creature. I can see the flapper's face all the way from here. Ah, yes, the unusual creature called woman. We haven't seen that in a VN in... It's been ages since I've seen a woman in a VN. It's almost like... It's almost like it's very hard to find women in a furry visual novel, eh? Get the joke? Get the joke? I knew you would. I knew my fans were smart enough to get the joke. As she prepares the next dance, a few old... I just read that! Fortunately, Bulgar pushes his way through, handing off the cocktail, whispering into her ear. She lights up, takes the drink. The art is so good, by the way. And I'm like, wow, the fact that this VN has... The backgrounds you can obviously tell are done, or actually drawn. I wonder if every one is drawn, because that's a lot of effort and probably cost a lot of money, and I really give kudos for that. She lights up, takes the drink, and starts sipping gingerly. Before I know it, she spied me and is walking my way. Do you like my hair, soldier? I just bopped it. Yes, women are very uncommon as main characters in furry visual novels. I know. My channel, I play them. I know. That's why I made the joke. I mean, Familiar Travels has some women romance interests, but that's why I'm like, I have to at least try this, because you don't really see women as romantic interests in furry visual novels. Again, not saying there's anything wrong with that. People have their own games they want to play, and that's perfectly fine if they don't want to add them. Just stating a fact. She touches the bottom of her short hairstyle. I don't know what or who a bob is, so I agree, since her hair looks lovely. I do, it's quite fetching. Fetching? You're in love, aren't you? Suppose so. Say. Hey. You first. Go ahead. Ladies first. Thanks for the drink. You're welcome. Care to join me? Ooh. Alright, Malcolm coming back from war, and the first thing you do is hit on a lovely, beautiful, pretty lady. I applaud him for doing that. I tap the seat next to mine. The flapper slided next to me and downs the drink in 2 long, slow sips. She licks her lips. Thirsty, eh? You have time for another? Would love to, but a valid man, Belga, doesn't give me much time for a break. She winks at the barkeep who... Do they blink? Wait, did she just blink? I guess not. Oh, I swore I was like, do we have blanking sprites even? I was like, that really would be something. Ow. I was like, that really would be something if they actually blanked too. I'm back. I'm back on stage. Like I said, not doing a Scottish accent. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Especially for a woman. I have no idea how to even do it. I don't have any idea how to do anything besides American. Cause, you know, American, cause I'm a American. So, yeah. I don't know what I'm doing today. I'm sorry, everyone. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I'm just trying to enjoy myself. The flapper bounces off to the floor as the Victorola starts up another tune. She sings, spins, and shimmies with the red bob bobbing. I finish up the second pint and decide against the third as the memory of my promise to Hazel is already getting fuzzy. I work my way to the bar to settle my tab, but Walker refuses payment. I earned it, he says. Giving him my heartfelt thanks, I head toward the door, turning to give the dancing girl one last smile and nod. She calls out to me over the music. Glad you're home, soldier. See you soon. Hope so. I wave goodbye, smitten with the old pub and its new inhabitants. I wonder if she's gonna be a love interest. That's a theory. The backgrounds actually move. Holy crap. The freaking budget for this must have been big. Cause oh my goodness. Even the backgrounds all look like they're all, you know, actually drawn. And the background, we even have animation. Okay. Alright. Got my attention. You got my attention right there. Night has fallen as Hazel and I approach the old homestead. I feel a pinch of guilt at this late hour as I see a small silhouette framed against the open door. Oh, and by the way, this I did check this VN does use RenP, so it's not like, so you can't even say like, oh, it's different, it uses a different engine. No, this uses RenP as far as I know. I think I looked it up and it said use RenP at least. So, Gran is outside on the front steps, sweeping at almost nothing, yet dust still scatters about. She looks up at me and waves. I return the gesture, thankful my journey's over at long last. Oh, she looks so precious. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Closer now, I can see she looks as tired as I feel, but there are tears of joy in her eyes. Oh, somebody sent me a message. Wait, 1 second, let me see what's going on. Okay. Don't be sorry, Malcolm. It's enough that you are here. I never knew if I would see you again. Bob Ross made a furry visual novel. I like that. Changeling tail background. Bob Ross. Yo, Bob Ross is a furry confirmed. I dismount Hazel, who graciously allowed me to ride her back from town without bother. She nearly shakes free of my grasp. Gran helps rein in the mare and secure her to the house post. A feisty one, isn't she? Oh dearie, are these really all your things? She weighs the small rucksack that had been slung across Hazel's back. Aye, they patted me on the back and sent me on my way without much more than the clothes on my back. But they're sharp clothes, are they not? I pat off the dust, straighten my collar, and strike a goofy salute. My grandmother laughs. How are you, Gran? Dear Agnes responds with a loving embrace, much stronger than I imagined she could muster. Her limbs are so frail, but all muscle and sinew. Her head barely reaches my chest. There is so little left here. To have you back is a miracle all to itself. I stroke her head, her silken white hair, as she weeps softly. Oh, it's my pleasure. We hold each other for a little while longer, sharing in the profound feelings of relief and reunion. Then she ushers me inside. Come in before you catch cold. I'm assuming... Oh, found my first typos. Before you catch a cold. Even this has everything is hand drawn. I'm just saying everything is drawn. That is wow. I can't imagine. That's wow. So the presentation for this is fantastic. The presentation alone right now has got me interested. I think the art style is a very good art style, and the fact that a lot of these backgrounds, a lot of RenP stuff, you don't see this. A lot of because this is still a work in progress. This is still a work in progress, and usually a lot of times in RenP stuff, usually most of the backgrounds are like, you know, heavily edited images, or, you know, for the most part. I mean, you might get a few backgrounds that were actually drawn, but very rare. My senses are overwhelmed by the sights, smells, and sounds of my childhood. A crackling fire, a bubbling pot of stew on the stove, the simple decor of country living. Sure, a few stones have come loose and holes are forming between the rafters, so I can see my future plans already. But, by and large, nothing's changed, except how empty the nest has become. Gran, I'm so sorry about Granddad. How have you been managing? She turns from the stove and waggles a ladle at me. We'll have none of that tonight, young man. Weary travelers should not dwell on what's behind us. Despite the nosh at the pub, I welcome the bowl of stew Gran places in front of me. It tastes even better than I remembered. She pours me a whiskey to down it all, and every part of me is warmed through. Tonight you will sleep well in a warm bed every night now, for as long as you want it. She laughs. Even if that be after I leave this earth. Gran, what a thing to say! Ah, but it's a true thing. Something I realized after your mom and dad moved to the city and your grandfather passed. This life we have is finite. I cherish all of it now, as you must as well. It's as if she has been feeling around for my soul and knew where to look for it. She hit the right spot on the first try. Yes, I know all too well. I take her hand in mine, both of us tipsy from food, drink, and good company. Let's have this moment here. Grandmother pulls me close again and holds me the way Mom used to. I don't know if I could ever bear leaving this table. We laugh, we cry, and we stay up late into the night. Aww. That was touching. Oh, that's pretty. They even have animations for it turning into day or night. Holy crap, the presentation for this is fantastic. It is so well done. I am very impressed. I am impressed. This is like really good. I wake up to the sound of a kettle coming to a boil. The sun is yet to fully rise, but I can smell the tea brewing and something fresh baked. It's a challenge getting myself up out of bed. The goose down quilt, even with its bare threads, it's so warm and comfortable. I've not slept so well since, well, the last time I slept here. This was my room. Growing up, it's hardly recognizable now. My old things have long since been stowed who knows where. It's mostly empty save for some odds and ends. I finally wheeled myself out from under the covers, throw on some proper clothes, and head into the common room. Good morning, young man. I have biscuits on the hearth and potted eggs on the table, fresh cream in the pitcher, sugar cubes in the jar. Thank you so much, Gran. I give her a good morning embrace, and she squeezes me tightly again, an impressive and gentle vice grip. When she steps back, she's suddenly all business. Now, I've already fed Hazel her breakfast. Once the dishes are done, I'll go tend the herd and clean the stable. Gran, why don't you let me take care of all that? You don't need to run the farm all by yourself anymore. She sighs and shows her stubborn streak. It's not in me to ask for help. Times are hard and everyone has enough to worry about already. I don't want to burden anyone. Not even you. If this farm becomes too much for us to handle, it's always an option to give it up, to sell and join your mother and father in the city. Nonsense. This is your home. We'll make it work. So how about it? Sergeant Malcolm Campbell reporting for duty. Well then, soldier, I suppose we could use some things for this week. Perhaps you might go to market for me today? It's a start. I wink and nod towards my breakfast. I better eat fast then, if I'm to beat the crowds. I chew and guzzle until the empty plates rattle and the cup and pot have not one drop left. It's still a work in progress. It's a VM that's still currently a work in progress. Like I said, if you're interested in downloading the free demo, it's down in the description below of the video, the info of the video below. And then obviously if you want to donate, you can donate. And I think that it's like every other most Patreon visual novels where I think the patrons get a quicker release, while the older Patreon's not quite. But yeah, oh definitely, I definitely think this is really well done. I'm very curious how long this has been a work in progress, because it is really well done. You can tell that this is a very competent team. You're an angel, Malcolm. Laughing, I'd stand up, shoulder an old overcoat of Granddad's, and give Gran a peck on the forehead. And don't you forget it. I'll be back soon, Gran. I set off across the meadow to the stable. My boots lose their footing a few times in the wet mud, the mist still settling in the air. Outside, the sun is cresting the hills across the loch. It is edged with pink, and I find myself muttering the ancient rhyme. Red sky at night, shepherd's delight. Red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. Passing the herd, I can hear cuds chomping and droopy lips braying. Gran told me we hold 36 head of cattle, but from here I can only count 20 or so. Is her count off, or was it just a wee bit of reassurance through exaggeration? Opening the stable door is harder than I remember. I steel myself and try to get a grip on the damp wood. As the door slides open, I see Hazel standing impatiently in her stall. I'm reminded of the difficulty Gran and I had stabling her before we retired last night. Morning, my grumpy friend. How was your first night's stay at the Chateau de Campbell? She snorts. Poor Hazel. Now in the light, I can see the drafty old stable. It's in much worse shape than the homestead. Sunlight beams through countless holes in the rafters, patching the barn's roof. Yet another chore to prioritize. No finer accommodations for miles. Don't you worry, we'll take care of this place together. It'll be ship-shape soon enough. Her head rolls dramatically as she flicks the mane off her eyes. She apparently isn't amused, but I can't help but laugh. Oh, come on now, it's not that bad. Now let's get you hitched to the cart. It's market day today, we got a lot to pick up. Hazel nudges my chin with her velvety muzzle. I nestle into it, and my hands and arms reach instinctively to her cold head. I hold my creature, listen to her nicker onto my chest, watch billows of her breath float in the frigid air, and smell the damp hay in the stable. Then her head buckles back in a plucky toss, nearly knocking me to the ground. So that's how it's going to be, eh, Miss Hazel? So be it. A strong woman has never bothered me. This is a good one. Resolve to train her or get her treats at market. So are we gonna bribe her, or are we gonna train her? This is a good question. It's almost like how would you do for your dog? Do you give your dog treats to shut it up, or do you train it not to be such a yabber mouth? Actually, I'll ask you guys. What if to make sure people are paying attention? Should we resolve to train her or get her treats at the market? While you're doing that, give me 1 second. Come on, everyone, answer! I know that there are people watching this. I know that the numbers don't lie. I can read the numbers. Don't think that you're getting out of this. I know that people are here, and I'm gonna have to need you to read to me what you want me to do, because I can't make these choices myself. Obviously, I can't make these choices myself. I need my audience to make the choices for me. And then when I suffer, I can blame you guys. I can blame all of you for the decisions that I make. Alright, fine. I will give everybody another minute, and then if nobody votes, I guess I'll have to make the choice myself. Ugh. Making me actually have to make decisions in my adult life. How dare you? How dare you make me make decisions in my adult life? I'm looking at the blue lighting right now, and it looks so freaky. It looks a lot better at night, I promise everyone. It does not look this bad. It looks a lot better at nighttime. Come on, everyone, vote. 30 seconds left. Which one should I make? Please, I don't want to have to make these choices and then suffer. Like, you know how VNs do. Sometimes you have VNs where a lot of the big choices are obvious, and then you have a very few small minor choices that end up like who knows? I can make this decision. I can say, you know what? I'm gonna get her treats at the market, and then as I'm heading to the market, I trip and fall as I head to the market. My character dies. That's the end of the playthrough. That's the end of the game. Yeah, this is the demo. Yeah, this is the demo now. Dimitri, this is the, yeah, I know, this is the demo now. They're still working on the main game. And I do believe they're going to release it on Steam. That's another big surprise. It's very rare to get a Furry VN on Steam. The only ones I can think of off the top of my head are, honestly, are, Nekojisi, Familiar Travels, and A Pirate's Fate? Yeah, A Pirate's Fate. I think that's like the only three I can think of Furry VNs. And this one, I think, right now is going to be released on Steam. So it's probably they're probably going to charge money for it, which I wouldn't blame them. The production and the appearance of everything looks top quality. I wouldn't blame them for charging money for this, honestly, at all. All right, 2 people said give her treats, so I'm going to give her treats. Fine, we'll give her treats. I remember the drill manual I was issued in its section on horse discipline. It worked well enough for all the good it did us once we were dismounted and dug in. Those who act with inhumanity, they obey reluctantly. Those who treat them well are always repaid by obedience and ready action. Alright, I get it. You still don't trust me. I'll tell you what. If you behave, maybe we can find you a special treat at the market. How does that sound? Hazel eyes me skeptically, but noticeably calms as I carefully fasten her saddle. Atta girl, that's more like it. Now time to get on the road. Oh, she looks so sad. I like it, but the art's so good. Oh, stop. The art's too good. Oh, that's right. Thank you, Dimitri, for reminding me. Winds of Change. I wanted to tell everyone here now. Winds of Change is a VN I'm definitely going to be playing on this channel. I want to finish Major Minor first. Major Minor, I don't know how long that's going to take. Not really impressed. Going to be 100% honest. But I hear Winds of Change is a lot better, both in writing and production. So, once I finish Major Minor, I will play Winds of Change. Just because I know it's a big VN I hear a lot of people talk about. Plus, it's a PG-13 VN, which is even greater. Which is even a lot easier to play, because YouTube has really lately been not too good with furry stuff. Especially anything that has even a mention of sexually explicit stuff. So, yeah. Hazel is none too thrilled about towing the small cart, but she only bucks a few times on the ride into town. So I consider it a success. Sound effects. The square is already bustling with activity when we arrive. It's the only market this side of the Loach. People have flocked from all corners of the Vale to stock up on supplies. The morning air is full of sounds of animal carts, women quibbling over prices, children fighting or screaming with delight, and old men drunk on early beers and life. I tie my mare to a post and dive into the fray. My first stop is the millinery booth, since I realize I don't have a proper hat to wear out in public or in the fields. Glancing down at the milliner's wares, it suddenly dawns on me who is standing behind the cart. Oh, it's her! Surprise, surprise! Are you gonna be a main character that we see for a good chunk? Are you possibly one of the romance options? Could it be that you're trying to hint that you are possibly a romance option? Oh, hello again. Hi there. What a pleasant surprise to see you again. She fidgets with the hat a bit, burrows her hands into her coat, pockets, and blushes. You as well. Are you looking to buy a hat? Yes, I was looking to get something sharp. Do you have any recommendations? Well, the flat caps seem to be popular. Comfortable? I would say so. What about the one you've got? Oh, this was custom made. It does fit you quite well. Her blush deepens even further. She's definitely a romance option. Thanks. You look good in the green one. I think it matches your eyes. Then that is the one for me. Oh, we don't get to see what the main character even looks like. They can at least give us a hint of what he looks like. How dare you? You give us an established character. We don't get to see what they look like. I tried on the green wool cap, placing it right up top of my head. It's a wonderful fit. I have to agree, it's very comfortable. I hope it looks as good as it feels. That it does. I start fumbling around for some pocket change and a few coins spill loose on the ground. It takes an effort to bend down and scoop them up. My back protests from yesterday's long ride. You know, I don't think I've had a chance to properly introduce myself. My name's Malcolm. And My name... And my name's... And my name's Murdoch. Oh, no, I can't. I hate trying to read these names. I'm gonna fail so bad. Hold on, I have to... I can't fail that bad. I have to look that up. Because if that's an important character, I don't want to screw up. I have to. I have to see how you say Murdoch. Murdoch? Is it Murdoch? Hold on. Pronunciation, okay. Oh, it's the okay, it's a Scottish name. Alright, hold on everyone. I have to look this up. Don't hate me for this. I have to look this up. I don't want to be this bad. Murdoch pronunciation, Scots. Oh wait. Wait, play it. How do I play it?
Murdoch.
A Murdoch.
Murder.
It's Murdoch. Okay. It's that's simple enough. I was like, I don't want to mess this up any more than I'm already doing. And my name's Murdoch. That's a right fine cap you picked out there. Yours for just 5 shillings. Ew. I got it now. The gruff voice makes me jump. Standing and turning back to the stall, I see the girl is gone. In her place is an older gentleman. Yeah, I'll give I plan on playing with the change for this channel. I just wanted to do major and minor first because I know that's the first VN that Clace, the creator, made. So I figured, let me go through their first work before I go to their second and latest work. The second work is the one that really got them praise, from what I hear. A lot of people talk about Winds of Change. I've heard things about it. So, hello. Yes, this will be the one, please. I'd like to thank the girl who works here for a suggestion. As he pockets my coins, he scrunches his bearded face into a puzzled expression. Be begging your pardon, lad. What girl? She was right here just a moment ago. Okay. I gaze across into the pool of market-goers, and while I don't see the girl's hat bobbing among them, I do spot a few recognizable faces. A golden blonde with oval glasses stands out in the crowd. I believe to be my childhood teacher, although she doesn't look a day older than I remember. The Cheese Monger, on the other hand, is just as old as I remember. His grizzled hands are barely strong enough to cut the wheel, and his eyebrows are so long I can't even fathom how he sees. And then there is the withered boy hawking newspapers out of a woven basket. He has grown from a tiny young one into a sickly-looking boy. Poor lad. I'm hesitant to approach any of these folks from years past. Who's to say they know who I am anymore? I dare say I hardly know myself. Then I see a young woman, arms piled high with groceries, cloth, and assorted sundries, moving through the crowd with a purpose. Her arms tremble under the weight. Instinctively, I reach out to catch a sack of flour before it hits the ground. I'm so sorry. Not a problem. Wouldn't want you to lose that. The teetering sack is stable again. For now, she manages to produce a smiling frown, ripe with humor, dismay, and impatience. Thanks, I usually have help on market day, but my sisters decided to make themselves scarce today. I am struck by the freckles unevenly distributed along her cheekbones. The dark green blouse she wears makes her red hair glow like the rising sun. She's grown, but her voice is unchanged. It's certainly her. It has to be. Marion? MacLeod? Some of these words like MacLeod? Marion MacLeod? How you doing? You were just a wee little lassie. I'm gonna stop. Let me stop, please. I can't. I just want to stop. I'm just embarrassing myself. As soon as the question leaves my mouth, I fear I may have made her uncomfortable and surprised. Perhaps she does not recognize me. Noticing her inability to shake hands due to the overabundance of packages, I squirm, shake my head, and start to apologize. She straightens up, adjusts her goods, looks me dead in the eye, and extends one hand. I am Marion. Her handshake is firm. She squints at me, perhaps because of the bright sun, then her face breaks into a smile. Malcolm? She sighs with relief. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yo, yeah. You know what? I didn't even think about that. You're not wrong. Every Tendo in the chat just said every character so far that's described has a sprite. Well, I mean, obviously beside like the paper boy he just mentioned and the Cheese Monger, but like the actual characters that speak, all of them have sprites. I can't imagine how much the budget this has. The wind blows across the familiar face, no longer that of the girl I know through childhood, but of the woman she's become. She steps toward me, as if to offer an embrace, but is too bogged down with groceries to do anything but stare at me, wide-eyed. Her visage is warm and youthful, but her eyes have maturity beyond their years. Back and still in one piece, thankfully. How are you, sisters? Grace and Jessie, we are all still managing to make ends meet on the homestead. We're still neighbors then, and your parents? I catch myself. Your father? Her mother passed when the girls were young. I should have remembered before I spoke. Father is still away. He's overseas, serving as an officer. We're tending the place ourselves. Your hands must be quite full with that. She laughs and shifts her weight again, obviously still struggling under the load. In more ways than one. I had better get back to my errands before I drop anything else. It's so wonderful to see you again, Malcolm. Please stop by our home anytime. All of us can catch up. It's been too long. She nods a farewell and turns back towards the fray of the market. Oh no! Is she another love interest? Should I help her or not yet? I don't know. But that's the kind thing to do, though. What should I do? Should I help her? I don't want to be locked in a route, though. Not yet. I haven't met all the characters yet, and I don't want to be locked into a route yet. I can't just watch somebody do that, though. I have to help. I can't just stand there and watch somebody like that. Seeing an old friend wrestling all those unwieldy supplies breaks my heart. Say, Marion, do you want an extra set of hands for the day? She turns back around, perhaps caught genuinely surprised by the offer. I hope I'm not embarrassing myself or her. I have time to help with your shopping if you need, seeing as your sisters run around to help you. Really? That's very generous of you. I mean, if you're sure you're not in a rush or needed elsewhere. Of course, it's what good neighbors do. Well then, yes, thank you. It would help tremendously. Once our goods are evenly distributed between us, we set off. We start at the Cheese Monger, where Marion fills a sack with Bonechester wheels. Oh, I hate these words! Tivendale wedges and Crowdy curds. Hands us a large sample of fresh double cream kabak on warm oatcakes. Much to my delight, the salty and sweet flavors burst in my mouth. Tasty? A few crumbs fall from my lips as I nod and she laughs. It's been quite a few years since I've had anything that good. Just wait till you try Fiora's jam biscuits. Come on. Marion takes hold of my arms and guides me to meet Flora, the local baker. While I ogle the breads and pastries at the market stall, Marion coaxes a few samples for us. Flora hands us some sugared biscuits. I take a bite and they are indeed heavenly. I do all the baking at home, but the jam biscuits I get here are so delicious. They just melt in your mouth. Oh, so good. I smiled, barely able to contain the pleasure. It's been ages since I had sweet treats like this. Now, I'm gonna take you to the tailor. To let my pants out? Am I already fattening up? No, silly, to add pockets to your coat and pants, to fill them to the brim with biscuits and treats. Ah, so you are trying to beef me up a bit, eh? No, I just saw how much you like to eat. Food makes your eyes light up. You learn to appreciate even the simplest of experiences once they're taken from you for any length of time. The crispness of a cracker, the sourness of a fresh cheese. I understand. Father sent a can of peaches home by post late autumn. Opening it was a sheer delight for me and my sisters. Eating them together, we almost felt like a whole family again. The smallest moments form the biggest memories. She still smiles, but I can tell she's getting a bit choked up about it. I motion towards the tailor's stall. As it happens, I would prefer a wardrobe that doesn't smell like Granddad's closet. Care to pick something out for me? Sure, let's get you something from the 20th century. Wait, it's like, man, it's like the 20th century. By the way, for people that have just joined this, this VN takes place in the year 1919, right after World War I. or the Great War as it was known back then. See, I know a little bit about history. Not much, but enough to get through things. Miri and I end up finding a simple but smart ensemble for me. Fits well enough for something not made to measure, and a light cotton shirt protects me from the scratchy wool coat. After that, we leisurely peruse up and down the vendors' carts. I try to remember to get what I came for as well. Building supplies, barn tools, a few things for the pantry, and of course a healthy supply of treats for Hazel. After a quick stop at the cobbler, where Marion picks up a few pairs of repaired boots, we at last stop beside her horse along the edge of town. As she loads up the saddlebag, she looks at me laughing. You know, I don't think I've seen anyone our age so excited to go to market. I find it so mundane most days. I'm actually surprised at myself, too. I reflect back on a morning of mirth and relaxation, two emotions I've not experienced in some time. Happy to help any time. I'll take the new routine over the old one any day. Old sights? Yes, old sights, but I can handle that. We did good. I think we did good. The sun is high and the market is finally winding down. Miriam finishes securing her supplies precariously to her horse. Securing. Other people are doing the same, about to set off for their long trips home. Ow. Ugh. That moment when your ears get all weird. And then there are a handful of people drifting into the Stag and Nanny to top off the tank before their journey. Welcome, Malcolmites. Well, Malcolm, I think that will do it. I really do appreciate all the help. Where are you headed to now? Wait, did the music like just died out of nowhere? What happened to the music? Oh, damn it, my freaking headphones. That was it. I was like, the music just died. Oh boy, okay. Oh, what should we do? Okay, this one I really don't know. So, did you have somewhere in mind? I get the feeling is going to add relationship points with her. I think I might stop by the pub. I have no idea what that's gonna do. Or, oh, I'd best be getting home to Gran. I'm gonna save. Alright, people. Alright, everyone watching. What should I do? Alright, so did you have somewhere in mind? I get the feeling it's gonna keep going with her. I think I might stop by the pub. We might possibly meet that flapper girl again. And then, oh, I'd best be getting home to Gran. I have no idea what it's gonna do. These are just assumptions. Like I said, I haven't played that much. I have no idea. What should we do? I don't know what to do. What to do? I don't know what choice to make. I kind of want to see that flapper girl again. I kind of want to see her again. But I also want to get home to my Gran, who's taking care of the farm by herself. But then this girl seems really nice too. I don't know what to choose. Guys, girls, people, help me. I don't know what choice to make. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I really am stuck. I don't know what to do. Oh boy, here we go. So one said pub, one said Gran. Okay, another minute, and then we're gonna... Oh, damn it, I don't even have a coin. I was gonna say, I don't even have a coin to flip for it. Alright, another minute. Somebody break the tie. So far, we got one for going back home, and we got one for saying stop by the pub. I really am liking this VN though. In all seriousness, like I said, the presentation is magnificent. The quality is really good. I really like the art. The music's good. Plot twist theory. Don't go with her. She dies. Stop! Don't say that. Don't make this Danganronpa. Stop. Oh, I would feel so bad if I really made that choice. It's like as you walked home, it's like a crazy butt snatcher stabbed you and her in the butt. You die. You go back to start. Alright, nobody can choose for me. We're stuck with a tie. We're gonna go to the pub. I'm going back to the pub. I'm sure Gran wouldn't mind if we get sloshed drunk, right? We can drink. What with all this shopping, I've worked up quite a thirst. A nice dark ale is what I'd be needing right now. How many? No! 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 God damn it! No! Oh, I hate you so much. Fuck you. Are you kidding me? There's a choice inside of a choice? No. You know what? No. Wish her farewell. Bye. We're leaving. Get out of here. It was so good to see you again. Thank you again for all your help, Malcolm. Do stop by sometime. We're just up the road. Of course. Take care, Marion. Atop her poor overloaded horse, Marion... I hope it's Marion. Marion rides off down the road. My, how she has changed. I stop and think and realize how much I've changed too. None of us made it through the last few years untouched. Trying times. Give me one more second. Hold on. Where are you at? Where's the guy at? Sorry, I'm sending something to my friend real quick. They're my friends. Okay. Alright, we're good. Hazel's right where I left her and looking grumpy as ever. I load up the day's good into her cart, much to her dismay. I'm not too worried about leaving them there. There's rarely been any trouble in this little town. I'm more worried about leaving Hazel again, who's giving me an icy stare. Yes, I'm going to the pub again, and no, I'll not be long. What? The glare is unrelenting. To make it up there, I dig around for some of the treats I had gotten. Hold a sack of carrots up to Hazel's nose. How's this to hold you over? Oh my gosh, they even added her eating the carrot and the Sprite. Oh, it's so good. The art's so good. I love the art. I'm in love with the art right now so much. She sniffs at the bag and whinnies. I take a carrot out and she pulls it from my hand greedily. So it seems my mare is not above bribery. Progress. I give Hazel a reassuring pat and leave the sunshine for the comforts of the dark pub. We're back here again. New I gotta see what the glossary entries are later, though. Wait, can I look at them now? No, I can't. Okay. I'm just gonna save again. Okay, we can't look at it right now. Uh-oh. No! It says buffering. There shouldn't be any buffering here. Well, there's just as much smoke haze as last night. It's definitely quieted down some. A few men sit at the bar while a handful of vendors are gathered in the corner playing cards. Back already. Can't get enough of the local brew, eh, lad? Aye, and I've worked up quite a thirst. A pint of the dark ale, if you please. Hopefully there's not issues with sending me a notification. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, blah blah blah, even though I have really good internet, so it shouldn't be that issue. I gratefully take the heavy glass to find a quiet table to unwind. My glass is still half empty when I see her walk through the door, the flapper, still dressed to the nines in that revealing red dress. I knew it! I said, watch if we go back to the pub, it's gonna be the flapper girl again. She touches base with Balgar, disappears into a back room for a moment, and soon enough is back and ready to take to the stage. I knew it. I freaking knew it. The Victorola crackles and a song comes on. This time it's not jazz, but a standard, a ballad about heartache and love lost. I drink silently while I watch the girl. Her shoulders move in time with the tune. She twirls in my direction and I finally smile and wave at the dancer. She nods back, her smooth voice not missing a beat. God, it's good to be back in the Stag and Nanny, even if parts of it are nothing like I remember. Eventually, the girl's song wraps up and she gives a cheeky bow to her tiny audience before bouncing off to the bar. Hello, Ghost. How are you doing? Ghosty. By the way, everyone, Ghosty is the creator of The Beast, a VIA that I'm currently playing on my channel, which I will try to publish a video sometime this week for the next part. You know, if you're interested, you could give that video a watch right now. Actually, please don't. I'm playing, well, after the stream. You can watch that video after the stream, and don't be afraid to download the game. Ghosty's kind of a weirdo, but don't tell him I said that. Hey, Ghost, how you doing? How's my lovely, normal, everyday friend doing? You know, he's perfectly normal. No, he's not. Not at all. In no time, she's back on the floor serving drinks to thirsty patrons. I've downed the rest of my pint. It's not long before she's caught my eye and spotted the empty glass. She walks over. Ready for another, love? I decide I can manage a second, knowing I will be home soon enough. Much obliged. Oh, she's gonna get us. She gonna get us drunk. The flapper sways elegantly over to the bar and returns with a glass overflowing with foam. Placing it on the table, she looks me right in the eye. By the way, I don't know if ale's the same thing as beer. I don't like beer. I don't like beer at all. I tried it. I don't like beer. I don't like it. I know you. You do? I never forget a handsome face. Are you angling for another drink? Maybe. Yes. Oh, she's a sneaky little fox, ain't she? Malcolm. I extended my hand. She grasped it firmly with both of her soft hands. Jesse, and I do know you. You're Malcolm Campbell. I raised an eyebrow. Yes, that's me. Jesse MacLeod. Get the hell out of here! We just saw your sister! Wait. Are all the sisters romance options? Oh, that's gonna be weird. That's so weird, though. I don't know how I feel about that. Wait, how many of you are there? Is that girl with the glasses also, Wait, is that girl with the glasses your sister too? Please don't tell me they are. I'm gonna leave if she is. I'm taken aback, and the woman standing before me, there's hardly anything recognizable in the mousy girl I remember from childhood. From next door? That's right. It's like she's completely transformed. Why do I get the feeling that's gonna lead into something later? Because this is a transformation visual novel, by the way. She looks at me patiently. It occurs to me she probably gets this a lot. Wow, it's been a long time, eh? Completely. Boobs. Tendo, I hate Tendo, shut up. I freaking love Tendo. Tendo just comes out of nowhere. Boobs. Boobs. I think you're not wrong, but you know, you don't have to say it. I promise you, I play visual novels for their stories and their interesting concepts, not for the sexual content at all. I swear. Well, it's great to see you back home in one piece. Just returned yesterday, and yes, definitely a whole man. I smiled, unaware of what to say next. The beer tastes so much better back on Scottish ground. How long has old Balger been serving up brew with entertainment? She smiles knowingly. Almost a year now. And you've been singing here the whole time? Pretty much. It's been so nice to get out and live little. You have a beautiful voice. Something I've never knew about you. Oh, I'm sure there's plenty you don't know about me. Well then, you'll have to tell me. It would be nice to catch up with someone I haven't seen in so long. You can buy me another drink now, if you'd like. Of course. Oh, she's sneaky. I saw that wink, Balger. You're trying to get me to spend all my money in this establishment because you bring this pretty lady in front of me. I mean, what kind of a man do you think I am? You think you could just bring a pretty lady in front of me and I'm gonna just I'm just gonna not be able to talk, cause that's, like what kind of a man do you think I am? Kind of a terrible. By the way, I'd like to buy this lovely young lady 5 drinks, not because she's pretty and you brought her in front of me, but because I'm really thirsty from all this talking. That's it, I'm just really thirsty, and I need some ale to help alleviate this dryness in my throat. Not at all because this pretty lady wants another drink. Nope, no siree, not at all. She lifts a finger, and out of nowhere, Bulger sets a gin fizz on the table. He gives me a He gives me a conscriptorial wink, then disappears again. Sly old fox. Oh my gosh, he's actually holding the drink. Jessie sits down beside me. She sips the cocktail slower than the drink. I've seen her down so quickly last night. While I finish my beer, we talk about days past, things we remember from school, afternoon games we played late in the evening, shared memories, no matter how trivial. Say, you don't happen to remember the time at the circus? Jessie rolls her eyes, chuckling. So you do, eh? Oh wait, that was Malcolm saying that. We stared at those flyers in town for weeks on end. It was gonna be glorious, and all we got was a mustached man on a penny farthing. He had a name. You remember it? Of course, Wondrous Walter. She sputters mid-sip, laughing helplessly. And the monkey in the cart? I miss Martha. No organ, no Campbell's, not even a hat on the howling thing. Now wait, give Walter some credit. He had a trumpet. That he didn't know how to play. She giggles, then sighs. Your Gran made us steamed pudding that evening to cheer up our poor, wee, disappointed hearts. Good old Gran. The treat even helped a little. I drift further down memory lane, and the monkey reminds me of another animal tale. Let's not forget the county fair, the piglet Jessie. Really, Malcolm, I see where you're going, and I'll set you straight right away that I don't regret it. We couldn't have been, what? I believe I was 7 or 8. So, maybe I was 6. At least the county fair turned out to be more exciting than that so-called circus. I just remember you were the muddiest scamp in Scotland that day. It's hard to believe the posh woman in front of me once romped around in the muck with the rest of us. She used to be as rough and tumble as any of the boys. The piglet was rubbed all over with soap to make her slippery. It was hardly a square go. I'll agree, it wasn't a fair fight, but for the wee piggy, not you. You chased that critter like a bat out of hell. Nothing was gonna stop you. I remember your eyes squinting so hard it's a wonder you could even see. You best believe it, there was no one who could outrun me. There still isn't. You've got to keep the pig when you caught it too, right? Whatever happened to the poor thing? Enjoy it for Sunday supper? Malcolm, of course not. We never sacrificed Gladys. She still lives on the farm with us. Mind you, she's a willy nuisance, but what good woman isn't? I don't feel as though that's a question I ought to answer. These days she eats more than my sisters and me combined, but it's worth it, right, Bulger? Talking about little Miss Gladys? Aye, that's a true Scotlash for you. Loud, confident, insatiable, but always friendly and charming. And beautiful. To each their own, I say. Oh, go British there. Hold up. Go back. To each their own, I say. Well, I do prefer women with a little meat on their bones. I never fallen hard for a woman for snout. Is that why Jessie got this job instead of Gladys? Jessie balks as Bulger lets out a hearty laugh. Standing there next to her, it occurs to me that Bulger looks every bit the proud father. Nay, Malcolm, I'm just glad our Jessie finally found the true calling, and I'm happy to force that. You were meant to be a star, Jessie. It certainly seems so. I nod, but stop short of doling out more adoration. Jessie's a woman who already knows her own beauty, and how to use it to her full advantage. I'd like to think I could keep her grounded at least for one night, but by not fanning over her. As Bulger returns to his customers, I shift the conversation to family. How about your sisters? Are they doing well? I spoke only briefly with Marion earlier today at the market. They're both fine. Marion runs the farm with father still serving overseas. We're hoping he'll be back soon, but we're Well, let's just say I'm relieved to have my freedom without him breathing down my neck. And Grace, she stays home most of the time, or in her hiding spots. Hiding spots? Sometimes she'll be missing all day and well into the night. Beats me where she goes, but nobody sees her. Believe me, I've asked around. He's supposed to be as far as I know, Scottish. I think everybody in this is supposed to be Scottish. It's supposed to take place in Scotland. So, if I screw up the accents, please forgive me. I'm not 100% with the accents. Oh, hold on. There we go. How strange. That's Grace for you. Marion and I would like to see her come into town more and explore her interests, but she said she's more comfortable at home with a book or a broom, so we let her be. She was always a quiet one. If you'll recall, so was I, but look at me now. I certainly am. Wow, Malcolm, you're just going right in for it, aren't you? Oof. So I get the feeling that all of 3 girls are romance options. That's interesting. That's interesting. She lifts her eyebrows, then gives me a playful smile. My heart does a flip. Maybe it's just the ale kicking in, but I can't help it. She's gorgeous, and she's certainly not shy about flaunting it. We talk of a drink for who knows how long. Inside the dark pub, it could be an hour or a whole afternoon. Occasionally, she'll get up to do another number or serve a few customers, but she always comes back to my table. It's even started attracting some jealous looks. Reluctantly, I'm starting to think I shouldn't overstay my welcome. Jessie is up there singing again. I don't want to go, but I resolve to take my leave after the song is over. Her voice hangs on a final lonely note well after the music ends. What a voice. What a woman. She's definitely a romance option. You can tell. Finally, she thanks the small crowd that saunters over to me. I open my mouth to speak. I just wrapped up my set. Let me grab a few things. Meet me by the front door and I'll let you tag along on the way home. Well, what? You heard me, soldier. Or are you gonna make a last travel home all on her lonesome? No, ma'am. Thanks, love. I'll be right out. We're in, boys. We're in. Okay, we're I guess we're doing this. Okay, I guess we're doing. Okay, I guess we're doing this. Jess and I ride beside each other in the cold air night. Part of me is kicking myself for having lost track of time. Hazel's livid that I stood her up. It's taken every bit of my cavalry training to convince her to let me ride. I'm sure Agnes is worried too. But part of me doesn't care. Most even. It's focused on the here and now, on the lovely woman bicycling slowly beside me. At least of what focus I have left after all those drinks. Her dress flutters in the breeze, teasing me in the darkness with glimpses of her smooth thighs. Alright, game. Alright, I see what you're trying to do. I gasp when we crest the hill, revealing a view that startles and stirs me to the core. Alright, we're good now. I knew it. Something had to happen. Jessie looks over her shoulder at me, giving me a shy smile. I snap back to attention and blush deeply, hoping she didn't notice my wandering eyes. I need to think of something to say. It's been so long since I've spoken to a woman this beautiful. Are you warm enough? Would you like my coat? No thanks. It's nice to feel the fresh air. I do appreciate the offer, though. Well, that didn't go as planned. Do you normally bike home alone? Yes, it's a short ride, but I usually don't bring men home with me, if that's what you mean. I cringe. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I know, right? Watch him crash his bike. Just teasing you. I feel safe in Acne Ridge. Nothing out of the ordinary ever happens here. Maybe a few loose cows every now and again. Glad to hear that the town is what I remember. We've changed a bit here and there, I suppose, but all in all, we're still a tight-knit village. We see each other in the pub and on market days and at church. Her voice trails off. You don't attend anymore? Not often. Well, no, not at all. I hear you, sister. I completely understand that. I don't go to church either. It's been years since I've been to a church. I don't miss it. Not at all. I really don't. A rebel? Hardly. You won't see me. You won't see me out throwing stones with the panghurts. No, I'm just fed up. I've grown more than a little bit tired of this town. It's small potatoes. I'm dying to get out into the city to see how other people live more exciting lives. It's too quiet here. All right, gentlemen, we have found our Disney princess. She is a Disney princess. How long until she sings a song about wanting to leave her small town behind? Place your bets, gentlemen. Place your bets. The lonely chirping of crickets underscores her statement. Too quiet for your big personality? And my big voice. And your big spirit? I've got big plans, mister. You've never met a more determined girl. I don't know. Don't know if we're locked into her route, but I get the feeling this is part of her route. Obviously sympathizing with her, I feel like is going to gain us points. Caution her is going to probably make her dislike us. I guess we'll sympathize. It's refreshing to hear. As much as I look forward to returning to some peace and quiet, part of me also longed to stay far away from here, in the bigger world. Yes, the action was terrifying, but in a way it was intoxicating, too. Eye-opening at the least. I sense the slow pace of Arctic Ridge living will start to eat away at me, too soon enough. Well, what's stopping you? Why do you think I swing and shimmy in front of all those old codgers at the pub? Money, that's all that's keeping me from up and leave. Ma'am, you're hitting my soul here. You're hitting my soul here, ma'am, because I really understand that a lot. I really do understand that. It's like I'd be telling people all the time, like, yeah, I want to move out. I want to like live in another state that's not as expensive and see the world. What's keeping you, money? And so I'm just like, money is what's keeping me away. Because believe me, if I had money, I'd be out of here in a heartbeat. I'd probably travel around the world in my RV, because I do have a license. Bulger treats me like a princess. He pays me fairly too, and most of it goes to help my sisters, but I'm saving up to get out of here any day now. Her expression changes as she seems to realize she may have said too much. Malcolm, please don't tell anyone. I know I've had too much to drink. I haven't mentioned this to anyone, not even my sisters. They must know, don't you think? I don't talk to them all that often, but yes, they must know I want out of here. They know how much I love being me. And they don't share the sentiment? No, they're so much more reserved than I am. They're comfortable here. Marion runs the show at home, and Grace won't hardly set foot in town, much less the city. To each their own. Your sisters might share your independent streaks more than a little. You call it independence, I call it stubbornness. Alright. How long have we been going on for? I'm really interested. This is really interesting. I really am curious. Alright, so far, and I'm not ending. This is not a sense of me ending. So far, okay, I really like about the visual novel. It doesn't rush things. It's taking its time with the pacing, and it feels organic. Like, the pacing is very organic. There's a reason for the character already knowing these people, so it's not like a random love story, but like, oh, out of nowhere, like, oh, in a few days, like, the person's, like, madly in love with the character. There's already a valid reason for them having an attraction towards the girls. I feel like the reasoning is valid for why he came back to this place. I am still curious where the transformation is going to go into effect. I'm assuming there's going to be something to do with magic, and I'm very curious to see how that's going to factor into the story. Like I said, I'm not stopping right now. I'm just giving some input. I'm very curious. I'm liking this. I really am liking this. It's something different. It doesn't feel like a lot of the other VNs I played before. The MacLeod homestead comes into view. She dismounts and I follow suit. Thanks for taking me this far. I can handle it the rest of the way. I'm happy to walk you to your door. She laughs. An independent woman has to maintain her credibility, doesn't she? Maybe next time, soldier. Well then, it was lovely to be able to catch up. I'm guessing I'll see you around the pub. Hopefully I'll never turn down free drinks and great company. Have a good evening, Jesse. I will make it a point to visit again soon. Better make it soon, Malcolm. Blink and I might be gone. Oh. She waves playfully, then bounds down the hill towards her homestead, bicycle in tow. What a girl. She's got pluck, all right. Oh, my gosh. Malcolm is in love with her already. Malcolm, you're already in love with her. We just met her after being in a war. I've been in wars, you know. I hop back onto my horse to finish up the trip home. Hazel does her best to buck me off, but I hold tight and refuse her movements. Hold up, girl. It ain't gonna be that easy to get rid of me. Oh, I love the horse, too. The horse is hilarious. At home, Gran has left the light on for me. I find her inside with tea waiting. Goodness, another long day. I thought she'd be home hours ago. Just catching up with old friends, Gran. She sniffs at the air. Over a few pints and, oh my, that's Santa, lass, I take it. She winks almost indiscriminately, and I blush. There's no hiding a night of fun at the Stag and Nanny, is there? Let me put away the goods and I'll tell you all about it. After stowing away our market supplies, we dined lightly on mutton broth and wheat scones. So, out with it, dear. Tell me about your first day back. Well, market was an adventure, crowded, but fewer goods than I remember from last time I was there. I'm sure it'll be some time before things get back to the way they were, if they ever do. Everyone's been feeling the bite of the war, love. Did you run into any old friends? Well, I did see two of the MacLeod girls, Marion and Jessie, too. She looks at me slyly, no doubt wondering about the scent. Ah, fine lasses they are. Marion is a right angel. It's been some time since I last saw Jessie, though. How are they faring? They seem to be doing well, I imagine. It's been quite difficult with her father gone. I agree, you know. Marion stops by here weekly with cornmeal and eggs. She routinely brings bread and muffins as well. I usually repay her by asking her to take mail into town, or darn my sockholes terror that I am. Darn my sockholes. I don't know what that means. I nearly choke on the stew at the thought of having to handle Agnes' socks, the fate I would wish upon no one. Gran, you know she works very hard tending to their farm and taking care of her sisters. Do I detect more than admiration in your voice? I blush from ear to ear. She took good care of me today, is all. It's nice to come back to such a warm welcome. I can tell. Taking care of people is in her blood, Malcolm. I laugh, shaking my head. Well, if nothing else, it's encouraging that you do accept help from her from time to time. On the rare occasion, yes. So what is Jessie up to these days? She's taken up singing at the Stag and Nanny. Is that so? She does have a lovely voice. I suppose Belga talked her into that. No, I get the sense it was her idea. She was very much her own woman. How I miss her laugh and her bawdy jokes. She stopped by a few weeks ago for a small cask of hard cider and a new kerchief for me. Such a doll. I miss her. What about Grace? Does she drop by as well? Oh, well, Grace I don't see. I honestly don't remember the last time she was by. Ever since Christmas, she's been holed up on the farm, I hear. I don't know what's happened to her, but Marion tells me she's become quite the recluse. Doesn't speak often and spends most of her time outdoors, wandering. I worry about this poor child. Jessie takes her to the pub now and again to get her out of the house, but I fear she might not be the best influence on such a young, troubled girl. I nod and sip at my tea, then finally ask what I've been avoiding as long as possible. And my parents? Do they visit? Grandmother becomes distant, casting her eyes downward. They're both well and truly settled in the city. Your mother is a seamstress in a factory. Your father works as a mill floor manager, too busy to come calling on this old maid. And that is that. I guess I'm not surprised, though. I am saddened that they abandoned poor Agnes. A cold reminder of how distant we had all become. At least, warmth still radiated from Gran. Bless her heart. She and my grandfather have always been my beacons, the parental and maternal fosters I needed in youth. They were always there for me, and now I am here for Agnes. Her dedication to the farm is unrelenting, maybe even misguided, but I am damned if I do not join her in the plight. Gran looks back up at me, tears in her eyes. I'm worried bringing up my parents had distressed her, but then I see that she smiles. Malcolm, I really can't tell you the joy I feel to see you sitting there across from me. The golden sparkle in your eye that I always saw in your father's eyes, and in your grandfather's eyes. It's as if you've brought a piece of them back. It's as if you've brought a piece of them both back home to me. My heart melts a little. I try to laugh it off before my eyes tear up too. Nothing brings me greater pleasure than to see you smile, grandmother. Come, let's make our way to bed. Tomorrow's late morning sleep has called us both. Oh. That's touching. That's really touching. I lie in bed, drenched in moonlight, reflecting. It's hard to believe less than 24 hours had passed since I rode into town. Less than a week since I was in an overcrowded barracks waiting to come home. As I close my eyes, the sparks of flashbacks fall into my thoughts. The shy smile of the young woman welcoming back just last night. Jessie in her flashy dress swaying on stage with a devil-may-care grin. Marion struggling with her packages. Bulgar's warm embrace. Grandmother's scent. Sorry. Explosions, gunfire, shouts of battle cries, the creeping dread of each dawn that I feared might be my last. I take a sharp breath and try to shake myself out of it. The memories are still fresh. Maybe too fresh. Oh, I wonder if she's suffering from PTSD. Hopefully time will settle my mind, but I fear what I'll do until that day comes. I mean, you were just in a war. Like you said, it's not even been a week and you just got out of a war. I mean, you're probably going to be suffering for a while. I dream about terror and love and occasionally find myself wondering if there even is a difference. It's been... I'm going to keep going. I'm liking this. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going for a little bit longer. It's only been an hour and 43 minutes. I'm going to probably do one more day and then I'm going to stop. So, I'm liking this. I really am enjoying this in all seriousness. I do like this VN. Another beautiful day in the Vale. It's proven to be quite a warm and dry May. Perhaps Mother Nature is ready to move on from the doom and gloom of the last few years as well. The morning's chores are done and the sun is already high in the sky. Having tended to Hazel and the herd, I can finally move on to something more productive. It's about time I get started on the stable repairs. Patching the roof seems like a better option than offering Hazel an umbrella during the next nighttime rain, after all. I pull together some tools, rope, and a fresh bundle of thatch, and I begin lugging them up a ladder. Once I'm up there, I'm careful with my footing. At least I add a Malcolm-shaped hole to the roof. As is, the gaps are awful. I can see right down to the floors of the empty stalls. Empty? Hazel? From atop my high perch, I see her. How my horse escaped her stall, I have no idea, but there she is, bolting across the field towards the lock. Cursing, I fumble my way down the ladder, dropping my tools as I go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, don't let her lure her back with treats. I'm not even gonna ask. I'm not even gonna ask anybody. Just lure her back with treats. I duck into the stable to grab a few treats, stuffing them into every pocket I've got before setting off after her. Is the audio okay for everybody? I just want to ask again. Is the voice audio okay? I did tinker with some settings slightly, so I'm hoping it's okay and it's not peaking too bad. Thankfully, I find Hazel on a bluff overlooking the lock, where she stopped to graze on a patch of bluebells. They literally drew her every time she does something. She's eating bluebell. Oh my god, her expression! Oh, I love that. I love it so much. I make my way across the field to retrieve my irascible little mare, tiptoeing up to her. She bucks and darts off again, but not far this time. Hazel, I've got a carrot for you. I reach into a pocket and produce a bright orange root, hoping it's enough to lure her back. I try to waggle it around seductively. You behave and I'll give you whatever you want. I sound like a terrible parent. Hazel, darling. Yes, there you go. Hazel begins to tromp closer to my outstretched hand. She approaches me cautiously, but agreeably. Finally, reluctantly, she snatches the carrot and I grab hold of her reins. It makes her agitated. She chafes as I try to take control. From my other pocket, I pull out a handful of dried buds. Oh my god, that sounded like a real fly for a minute. I really thought there was a fly in this room. That's really good audio. I really thought there was a fly for a minute. There. Try these. Try these. It'll help settle your nerves. By the way, there's a gnat, so if I'm looking weird, don't mind me. Come on. Oh, left. There was a gnat in front of me, and I was just trying to kill it. She huffs into my hands, lapping up the buds. She's not the cheerful type, but I do sense that she's as placid as she can get. Nice job, a blonde girl, nice job. I turn toward the voice. All closer to the lodge, I see a young woman on the slope, watching me tempt back my mare. She's clapping her hands in applause. I'm no horse tamer, but thank you. How many No, I can't do girls' voices, and I'm getting so many women voices, and I don't know how to change them. I can't do a girl voice. I'm not freaking Decker. Decker, like, if you've never seen Decker, like, he's really good at doing women voices. I cannot do a girl's voice. The girl comes closer, and I see she looks familiar. Given how few souls live in our vicinity, I make an educated guess. Grace? Yes, Malcolm. That's me. My sisters mentioned you were back. It's nice to see you again. It's certainly been a long time. It has. Tendo, that's too much. Could you imagine that? Like, just in the credits, it's like Horse as Hazel. I don't know if it's that far. They probably just used sound effect. I mean, that would be really good. What did I say? Every character? Yeah, I know. Every character has a sprite, but I get to feel Grace is an important character, so. Truth be told, I have very little memory of the youngest MacLeod sister. Even when our families got together, she tended to be scarce. I struggle for more words. Ah, you look so much older. As do you. And this is... Hazel, the one and thankfully only. You did a great job wrangling her. Yes, well, let's start. It seems as though she's not enjoying her relaxing farm life. Grace's expression changed, and I sense she has some sympathy for my horse's plight. Perhaps she'd rather be wild and free. She's feisty. I like it. Feisty like you wouldn't believe. Here, offer her some chamomile. I give Grace another handful of dried buds from my pocket. She extends them to Hazel, who eagerly accepts the treat. It even has the chamomile buds in its mouth. How many pictures did they draw? Oh my goodness, this is really good. It's so good. They really did it. It's really well done. Sorry. How did you know these would calm her? It's a trick I learned while I was serving. When the soldiers went into panic and when we were out of rum, we were told to chew on chamomile buds or leaves or brew them into tea. I figured the trick might work for a horse too. And calm her it did, but not tame. Hardly. I don't think this mare was meant to be tamed, but that's alright. I'll treat her well and we'll learn to get along. Or you won't. Well, I'm not ready to give up on her just yet. Grace goes quiet again. We both look at each other for a moment, and I finally break the silence. So, what have you been up to these days? I'm at home helping Marion. What brings you all the way out here? She glances towards the water. Just taking myself out for a walk. Fresh air is good for you, don't you know? Heading out to the lodge? Perhaps. I'll go wherever the currents take me. She turns away from me, scratching Hazel's ear. Hazel is now tolerating the attention more than I would have guessed, but Grace seemed to be shying away, so I don't press the subject. Well, anytime you and your sisters, of course, would like to come by for dinner, I'm sure Gran would be thrilled to see you all. I'll let Marion know. And Jessie? Yes, Jessie too. After years in the army, I can tell when I've been dismissed. Well, Grace, I ought to head back with Hazel in hand, seeing as how she's quieted down a great deal. She'll be fine. She'll be fine, it looks like. Thanks to a clever trick. The world revolves around such serpentine maneuvers, I dare say. Then the world is not for me. I'm not thinking of the last 4 years. The scheming of the officers, the inherent unfairness of the army system. How the king called on all countrymen to serve, but a privileged few weaseled their way behind Magani desks far away from the bite of German lead. You mean like current times. The same few who issued orders that sent my comrades and I over the top and into hell itself. A hell created by the vain ambitions of empires and politicians. I sigh. You know, sometimes I feel the world isn't for me either. Well, enjoy your day, Grace. You as well, Malcolm. Grace turns and begins walking toward the water. I wondered a girl who can both seem so sullen yet confident. Tucking Hazel back towards the stable, I think back on what I've heard about the youngest sister, wondering if she isn't just terribly lonely and bored on the farm all day. Best not to overthink it, though. Much is left to be done today, and my mind can't bear any additional burdens. Alright, and that's the third MacLeod sister. That's the third and final MacLeod sister. Grace. So we got Grace, Jessie, and Marion. Back at the homestead, my first order of business is to put poor Hazel in a paddock with plenty of space. She seems to tolerate the accommodations well enough, but I keep a weather eye on her at all times, just in case. Yeah, I said that. Malcolm is from World War One. He just finished serving in World War One, aka the Great War. Um, this event takes place in 1919 in Scotland. It's in the info I put down. Because I pretty much just copied and pasted the small blurb of story that is given on the page for this VN. Ow. The much needed patches to the stable roof keep me busy as the day dawns on. It's one less thing for Hazel to hold me against me at least. Oh, that looks so beautiful. The sun is already set when grandmother calls me back in for supper. I kick myself for losing track of time. A day has passed, I've not eaten, and my hands are sore and calloused from all the hard work. I wash up, change my clothes, and sit down to enjoy a hearty meal with Agnes, but apparently even a good scrub can't hide my fatigue. Dear, you look exhausted. Did the day's labors not agree with you? You don't know the half of it. Commiserate. Oh, these words. Commiserate about the stubbornness of beasts and talk long into the evening. Eventually, we both find ourselves yawning and rest beckons us. It looks as though the bed is calling you, Gran. Aye, I'll retire now. Let you to your evening routine. I wink and tilt my head towards the bottle of scotch by the sink. You know, you're welcome to partake in the ritual. Maybe a wee drop. Alright, Malcolm, you might want to settle down with the drinks. I think every day so far you've been drinking. You might want to calm it down just a little bit. I mean, you are drinking a lot. You are drinking a crap ton. Like, settle down. I grab the bottle and glasses and we sip together in silence until Gran denies a refill. I've had my fill and need more tipsy, and I myself will need to be pulled into bed. My muscles argue a little as I lift myself out of the chair and protest harder still as Gran gives me a tight embrace. Sleep well, Gran. I'll see you when the rooster crows. Good night, Malcolm. May the fairies only slip you peace-filled dreams. I chuckle, reminded of childhood fairy tales, as Agnes retires to her room. I'm busying myself with the dishes when I hear a light knock on the door. Daring Gamers. Oh, well, thank you, Daring Gamers. Daring Gamers, well, I wish you a good day, too. Thanks for the good wishes. I wish you exactly the same, man. I wish you many more good days yourself. Who in the world would be calling at this hour? Who is this? Malcolm, is that you? A tall woman stands before me in the cool evening air. She is most definitely the flaxen-haired woman I noticed at the market today, and my former school teacher. Yeah. Something tells me that him drinking is going to be a big plot later on. Yeah, maybe. Might just be. And then I have to remind him maybe he's drinking to forget about the war. Her face is somber and frozen with worry, but she cracks a faint smile at my appearance. Miss Alana, how are you? I reach out to give her a gentle embrace, though the measure is hardly reciprocated as she nearly pulls away. You remember me? Oddly enough, she does not look like she's aged at all since I first saw her in the classroom so long ago. Of course I do. It's nice to see you. You as well. The whole village is thankful to have you back, myself included. You must come in to warm up. It's mighty late to be strolling out this way. She shakes her head and pulls the lapels of her long green gown tightly around her neck. Her piercing eyes stare boldly, almost invasively into me. No, I shan't be staying long. Malcolm, I came especially to see you. She hesitates and her gold hair shines in the moonlight, bringing out the blonde highlights. You know, everyone is relieved that you're home, safe and sound. Thank you. It continues to be pleasant to hear. It's good to be home. Yes, everyone is pleased, including the MacLeod girls. You've spoken with them? I take pause at the sudden specificity. Her brow furrows and she rubs her arms for warmth. We've crossed paths since I've returned, yes. They're our neighbors after all. Are you sure you don't want to come inside? Concern is written all over her. I would appreciate the warmth more than she would, it seems. I'm going to ask if she's alright, but instinct guides me otherwise. No, thank you. I just... Yes? You need to know. I need to know what? It's best if you stay away from them. Her words take me completely by surprise. It takes me a moment to find my bearings. Why on earth would you say that? Is something wrong? She began speaking very fast and very Gosh, I feel so dumb. And very concisely, as if rehearsed. Please don't ask me. It's a private matter, one I ought not even speak about. Just know I'm looking out for everyone's best interest. I'm at a loss for words. This is the side of Miss Alana I'd hoped never to see again. As a teacher, she was at once kind, gentle, and stern. Learning came easily through her methods of education. She was joyous and heartfelt in the classroom, but always knew when to raise her voice and chastise her boisterous, youthful behavior. But occasionally, for no reason, she would become very serious, very superstitious, over the smallest of things. Even as a child, I viewed it as a strange behavior. And outside of school, well, it was as if she was an entirely different person, a mournful and isolated woman when she was seen at all. It made life uncomfortable for a child who otherwise adored his normally cheerful teacher. What had she become now? No, you can't do that and not expect me to ask more questions. Let me see. Where's this? I can't see the save. There we go. I'm gonna ask. Can you share me why? Are they in danger? What is you so worried? It's not something I can speak aloud. Not now. Please trust me. Respect my wishes and those of the girls. I'm overwhelmed with confusion. Is it their wish not to see me? Not exactly. They just are not prepared to ask you to stay away. Malcolm, listen to me, please. Look in my eyes. Her eyes are dark with desperation and sadness, even while reflecting the moon's glow. Our darkness sweeps over the sky, black as the Earl of Hell's waistcoat. The bright moon is clouded over. Oh, hi, Lost Fire. Thank you for stopping by. What kind of work? What are you doing? What are you writing, drawing, etc.? It is because I care for you and them that I've come here tonight. They may seem like harmless girls, but outward appearances can be deceiving. Family secrets run deep. That's what I did. I just pressed escape. Well, actually, I pressed the right mouse button. Don't get too close to them. Know you've been asked in earnest. Please stay away from the MacLeods. I've never seen such intensity from Miss Alana. Whatever her reason, she's clearly distressed, so I decided to appease her. Don't worry, I will respect their space. Thank you for coming by. But now, I really should be getting back to... Oh, you've given me such relief, Malcolm. She moves closer as if to embrace again. I warily step back and in doing so realize I may have offended her. Now I must be on my way. I'm sorry. Please take care, Miss Alana. I hope to catch up with you soon. Perhaps in brighter circumstances? I point to the shaded moon. She nods and as if on cue her clouds part. Of course. Please give my best to your grandmother. She steps away from the door and demurely waves goodbye. Good night, Malcolm. I watch her as she walks away. Her silhouette shrinks, and I can't help but wonder what has her so distraught. Drawing a storyboard. Oh, well, good luck with your storyboard, Mr. Lostfire. I need to finish this drawing I'm doing myself. I'm actually trying to draw Juno from Beastars, which should be interesting. I will send it to you when I finish it, hopefully by today. Eventually she veers off the path and deeper in the hill crossing. Disappearing among the jagged boulders, I shiver and tell myself it is because of the draft. Inside, I warn myself of one more drink from the now near-empty bottle of scotch. I don't realize how tense I am until I reach for the glass. The first sip eases the tension, but not my nerves. Agnes ducks out of her room. I believe she can read my concern as I pour myself yet another drink. Is all well with someone at the door, dear? I lift my glass and polish off the whiskey, resolving to put the strange encounter behind me. It was nothing, Grant. Under my breath, I add, just a ghost from the past. Okay, I'm interested. You've got me interested. I'm gonna keep going for a little while longer. I'm interested. I want to know who. So something's going on with these girls. I wonder if they're witches. Maybe they're witches. Ooh, what if they're witches? That would be interesting. Maybe they're from a family of witches. The smell of fresh baked pastry drifts out of the main room. I come in to find Grant staring a pot at the stove. They even drew the sprite in different positions. This had to have been a lot of work. I wonder how long this has been worked on for. There's no way this was recent. This has to have been around for a few years. There's no way this much got done this quickly. Good morning. How did you sleep? I feel like I hardly slept at all. Well, enough, I guess. Something smells good. She points to a basket of muffins on the table. The steam wafts around them as they cool. I baked some fresh treats for the MacLeod girls since they've helped make your reception home a warm one. Won't you be a dear and take these over to them? My uncomfortable conversation with Alana is still fresh, although I don't want to worry my grandmother. Still. Gran, have you heard anything, well, odd about the MacLeod girls? Odd? What do you mean? The girls, has anything ever seemed off? Why ever would you ask that? I've known them to be nothing but good. Grant hesitates. But... Malcolm, I've lived a long, full life. This town has a past, secrets that aren't meant to be uncovered. Not everything is as it seems. I'm stupefied. Now Grant is giving me riddles, too. It almost sounds like the opening to one of the fairy tales she would read to me as a wee lad. What does that mean? God willing, you'll never have to find out. Quickly now, while the muffins are still warm. Breakfast should be ready soon as you return. Before I know it, I find myself shoot out the door alone with a basket of muffins and a baker's dozen of questions in my head. What are Gran and Alana talking about? In all my years, I've never noticed anything unusual in this sleepy hamlet, apart from Alana herself. Maybe Agnes is getting superstitious too, in her old age. Should I have left their superstition stand in the way of being a good neighbor? I love that both choices. It's a non-choice. Be a good neighbor or be a good neighbor. All right, everyone. Should we be a good neighbor or be a good neighbor? Be a good neighbor. State Farm is here. I have a strong feeling that a team probably worked on this. I do. The little bit I looked at, I believe the writer is, as far as I saw, the writer, I know there's at least a writer and a creator, so I do know that it's at least two people. It's probably more, though. How good the production is, I find, why not both? I can only choose one, Ghost, I'm sorry. Look, one, I can only choose one. No, just 2 second one. I showed my concern to tell myself that I could press for some answers on my return. It probably was done by a team. I wouldn't be surprised. That's my dream, to get a team to work on my own visual novel. One day I'll get worked on. Deep growling voice. Be a good neighbor. Like that? Or like, be a good neighbor. Growling. My spelling. My spelling. I make it to the MacLeod's house in no time. Marion is standing at the door, almost as if she is waiting for me. She waves me over. Good morning, Malcolm. Oh, I'm so glad you decided to visit. The morning rays highlight her cheerful features. Her smile is genuine, but something about it seems unusual. Different. Her expression falls. She seems to sense my unease. Goodness, you look like you've seen a ghost. Would you like to come inside? There's tea on the stove. Morning, Marion. No, I can't stay. I just came by to drop off these muffins. Compliments of my gran. Is everything all right? I'd ask the same of you. You look unwell. Marion takes me by the hand, all concerned. The uneasy feeling grows, forming a knot in my stomach. Come inside. We'll get you some tea. No buts. She leads me into the house. It looks much the same as I remember it from when I was a kid. The woven rug made by their mother collects dust underneath the table, and the family portrait hanging over the mantel brings back bittersweet memories of their stern father, Owen. It would be a cozy space except for an unnaturally harsh chill. Is it usually this cold in here? Don't worry, we'll get you warmed up soon. Girls, we have a visitor. I hear Jessie call out from the another room. Marion, who is it? She comes into the kitchen with Grace beside her. Jessie's still in her flapper dress, which seems odd for the morning. Perhaps she just got home from a long evening out? Malcolm, how are you? All three girls are hovering around me. My knees have become weak and I feel helpless, like a specimen on display. You look awful. Are you alright? Grace, be nice. Won't you get the fire going? Grace complies, and Marion takes my hand again, leading me to a chair by the fireplace. I take a seat, but instead of feeling the fire's warmth, I become cold all over and start to shiver. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's come over me. Hush, you poor thing. Let's get you warm. Marion strokes my hand, which now aches and burns. From the heat, I can't tell. The three sisters have gathered around me, a rage of concern and pity playing across their faces. Crivens, Malcolm, are you contagious? Maybe you shouldn't have come here. As if he could stay away from a house full of sultry young women. Speak for yourself. I'm struck by how unusual the girls are. I'm struck by how unusual the sisters are acting. Had I walked in at the wrong time? Girls, a blanket, please. Some tea for Malcolm? The fire feels warm and itchy against my palms, and I realize that's not the flame near my hands, but slight involuntary movements of my fingers. I rub my hands together as they twitch. Marion stares at me with concern, her brow furrowed, lips frowning. We're glad you come home safely, Malcolm, but a lot has changed since you left. Wait, if there's a sword on the wall, it will certainly be used later. Or should. Just referencing a writing technique. What does she mean by that? Am I understanding her words correctly? I try to stop. I try to respond, but my thoughts go cloudy. Oh shit, what the hell's going on? Oh, I'm glad if we kept going. Something's happening. The room spins. I reach out for Marion, but my fingers close tightly. You're right. Oh, Tendo just said, if you look on the picture on top of the fireplace, on top of the mantle, the mother's not in the picture. I wonder if that hitting at something. The room spins. I reach out for Marion, but my fingers close tightly together. What on earth? I can't fathom what's happening to me. I fear the worst. My mind flashes back to the crippling nerve agents of the war. My knuckles and veins sting as if sworn by hornets. My hands, I can't move them. Oh, come now. You're gonna be fine, Malcolm. Jessie's tone is stern. She's come back with a glass of something that is definitely not tea. Here, something special I liberated from the pub. It'll help you through it. She holds it to my mouth and I drink. The bitter liquid sears down my throat, lighting a fire deep in my chest. Meanwhile, Marion continues to stroke my bound fingers like a worried parrot. Is that magic? Oh, they're witches, aren't they? Are they witches? Oh, are they witches? Oh, we're getting a transformation scene? Oh, I didn't think we would get to one. Before my eyes, my fingers fuse together. I panic as they shrink and harden to dark, cloven hooves. A thin layer of brown fur develops around my wrists. What is this? What is going on? Marion is right. You've changed, Malcolm. Now, no more questions. Grace places a finger to my lips, then wraps a wool blanket around my shoulders. The wool feels itchy against my face, and I quickly realize that it's not the blanket on my cheeks, but slight twitches of my lips and jaws. I toss off the blanket and try to run my hand across my face, but the hoof awkwardly clips my lower jaw. My jaw juts out, cracking and lengthening, the tug as smooth as taffy being pulled. Oh, what is he changing into? Is he changing into a cow? Yeah, maybe that's why the teacher said to stay away. Apparently, there's a reason. Oh, we're changing. Oh, Malcolm. Malcolm's changing. When it stops, it jolts my body, shaking me down through my neck and throat. Instinctively, I run my tongue along the inside of my cheek and can feel blunt and narrow crescent ridges of enamel. Even my teeth are readjusting. The fire in my chest grows, my body at once shakes and expands, and my insides feel full of adrenaline. My pulse races. I cry for help, but only a strangled bleat comes out. Shh, stay calm, Malcolm. Breathe deeply. Marion tries to pacify me, putting her hand upon my muzzle, stroking my head. I feel like a drum is beating slowly inside, then more steadily and painfully. A goat. Tendo says a goat. My ears become more erect and start increasing in size. The hair on my head falls out in clumps, replaced by more fur. Small bones pierce through my scalp as antlers form atop my skull. Oh, he looks cute, even though this is a very serious moment. Maybe it looks like it's a doe or a deer. No, a deer. Doe is female. It's a deer. Or a buck. That's a good question, Tendo. I think it depends on the context. I think, I know some people write transformation stuff as really painful, and some people write transformation. I really would think it would depend on the transformation. Like, if it's, well, no, I think if it's more magically into transformation, it probably wouldn't really hurt as much, but I think if it's not magically, if it's less magic and more like genetic stuff, it probably would hurt a lot. Oh, he's turned into a deer. The soft and bristly nubs continue to grow and extend as her hand moves along the fur. The antlers forcefully tear out and shed their furry covering as I bleed in terror. The hard rack must stand 2 full feet above my body height. I push Myriad away and jump back, realizing too late the true significance of her intentions. She looks hurt. We never should have gotten so close, Malcolm. You only have yourself to blame. Wait, that makes no sense. We never should have gotten so close, Malcolm. And oh, okay. How is this our fault? How is this our fault? Please tell me how this is our fault. Oh, geez. Jessie has stepped up from behind me. She placed a hand on my chest, causing the fire inside to erupt into a blaze. Immediately, my shirt tightens around my ribcage and the buttons pop, exposing a fuller, broader chest with a lush coat of fur. My balance becomes unsteady. All of the skin below my stomach pulsates as my legs grow longer and more muscular, the calves and thighs widening enough to rip through my trousers. I have this ready just in case, because I can't get this shut down, so just in case. I fumble with my hooves to remove my belt, gagging, and my torso builds out. Jessie watches my struggle, biting her lip. Let me take care of that for you. I'm ready. I'm so ready in case something happens. Helpless, I let Jessie work the clasp. My body continues to expand, ripping my shirt sleeves completely open. All the while, more brown fur spreads along every inch of my body. Oh, Tendo coming in with the theories already. That's possible. Tendo said, could Malcolm have become a deer before, but lost that memory and become human, and the sister saw through him? I don't know. That's curious. At last, the belt comes free and my pants fall to the floor. I gasp deeply, able to breathe once more. Excuse me, but the relief is short-lived. Nope! I knew it. I was waiting for it. Oh my. Yeah, Lost Fire, you're probably pretty much right. Transformation, as much as I kind of like transformation stuff, being realistic, it probably would be painful to the point you probably would pass out during transformation. I mean, look at freaking werewolf stuff. Like, werewolves all the time are like in such pain, they pass out. Usually most of the time they pass out halfway through transformation. And yeah. Even my underclothes are shredded. I realize I'm completely exposed. Marion is blushing, Jessie is ogling, and Grace is rolling her eyes at both of them. I wobble on my feet, feeling humiliated, vulnerable, and defiant. Don't worry, Malcolm. You're at the tail end of this. She steps up, looking like she might offer a hand to help my balance. Instead, she gives me a hearty slap on the rump. Wait, are they doing this? Or are they transforming us? Or Malcolm? Oh, wow. Oh, wait, no! What did I just skip? Oh, no, there's more than one! I gotta make another one. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna add another one. Oh, no. Oh, no. I gotta add another one. Wait, there has to be another one. Where's the other one at? This is the only thing. I'm gonna have to keep adding stuff. No. Wait, image. Add cutie. Okay, it was like right here. I'm sorry everyone, I had to block it though. I don't want to get banned. I don't want to get this stream shut down. Okay. Okay, where's it at? Oh, right there. Right there. Sorry. I just picked a random image right now. I gotta block this. I'm sorry. From the point of impact, the white tail bursts forth. The surprise makes me jump and hobble across the room. Oof, Tendo. Easy there, boy. Easy. Watch Malcolm become their pet. Easy. This is a PG-13 stream, sir. Malcolm, be careful. Don't get too close to the fire. Is it over? Can I take this off now? Can I? Okay. I'm gonna move this. I think it might be over. I hope. Also, this effect is really good. I'm gonna leave it for a minute just in case. It takes an effort for her words to register. I stumble away from the fireplace, tongue lolling in a panic amplified by unfamiliar animal urge to run for the hills. Am I losing my mind? A painful impact on my feet causing me to trip, sending me crashing to my knees. Ooh. Well. To my heart, even my feet are shifting. With two audible ruptures, hooves flew out through my leather shoes. Why not just cover the whole scene for safety and then go switch to see them just so you know where they pop up, they go back. That's a valid point. I think we're good. I think we're good though. It looks like we might be done. My shoulders collapse inward and I fall forward on all fours. I try to stand flailing and my hind legs buck near the kitchen table. I think we might be good. I'm going to move this just in case. I think we might be good though. I think we might have stopped. Hopefully. Serves you right. Now maybe you'll find other lassies to fawn over. What? Why are you so mad at us? We didn't do anything. We were just being nice. And it's like, oh yeah, this is what you get. It's like, whoa, what did we do to you? Grace, we didn't do anything to you. Jessie groans, but Grace's taunt still cuts me to the core. What have I become? I try and speak, but I've lost my voice. I feel helpless, trapped inside my own mind. Am I going mad? I buck again. Ooh, this is pretty! I know, ooh, I gotta save this. I might have to switch to this. This looks really pretty. Oh, this art is so good. I gotta draw today. This art looks so good. And I just noticed the glimmer effect actually changes color. It glows. Oh my god. And there's particle effects. Dude, the budget for this they had to have got a high-end artist. This is so good. Alright, let's keep going now. Marion at least looks woeful yet supportive. I stand motionless with my new deer form until Marion comes face to face with me, cradling my new jaw and looking me in the eyes. They have to be witches. They're witches. They have to be. I'm sorry, Malcolm. You have to stay away. Stop asking why. Yeah, he really is cute as a deer, but, yeah, but this is kind of a dark moment, to be honest. Wits for ye'll no go past ye. The girls' faces are frozen in my mind as I'm jolted out of the nightmare. I wake up on the ground, trembling, covered in cold night sweat. My head aches from where it impacted the floor. My hands shake as I reach for my head, relieved to find that my skull is intact and there are no antlers or hoofs. Marion's words from the dream abbreviate in my head. Wheats for yield no go past ye. Means whatever is meant to happen to you will happen to you. We heard it many a time from Miss Alana before any of us received punishment for misbehaving. Spare the rod and spoil the child. Never question the teacher. We're gonna end there. Oh, that is perfect to end on. Okay, I have to end here because things got really good. Alright, you have my attention. I'm going to be streaming this again. You have my... This VN has my attention. I'm very curious now. Because I was like, it's transformational. So when did the transformation happen? Boom, just happened. I'm assuming there'll be much more of that. Oh, we gotta save. That was good. Oh, I am invested. I am 100% invested. I am happy to find another VN to play. Oh, we'll definitely be playing this. To have human-like eyes on a deer, very hard indeed. I can't imagine. It probably was. Actually, can we go back and look it up? Or actually, I think there's another way to look it up. Main menu. Let's go back to the main menu. Okay, I'm really excited to see more of this. Changeling tail. I also got I'm taking the demo. Memories, I guess? Scene gallery? I mean, that's really well done. Like, holy crap, that's really good. Well, I'm really, like I said, I'm really into background gallery. Oh, wow. I guess this is all the backgrounds? Which I haven't gotten because I haven't played a lot of it. Experiences. I don't know what that means. Scene gallery. There's a lot in here. Oh, my goodness. Well, like I said, I am into music. Oh, they even there. Oh wow! Look how many tracks there are. Oh wow! They have everything set up. You can even listen to the music. They got the music by itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 26, 27, 29 tracks. Oh my goodness. They went all out. This has had to been in development for years. So you've got 29 original tracks. You've got a crap ton of backgrounds. Every background in this game seems like it's in this VN is completely, original, completely created. You got the scenes. Wow. I'm going to I don't know if the creator has a Twitter, but I'm definitely going to post something. I'm gonna say, like, I'm really pleased with the, man, I gotta get off my butt and do stuff, because this is really well done. It's really well done. Wow. Good job, navigation. Are you kidding me? No. You can even go to chapters. Get out of here. That is crazy. Dude, they put a lot of... Yeah. Oh, yeah. This has to be an experienced team easily. Wow. They went all out. What does navigation do? I'm curious. It literally takes you to the scenes. Oh, my goodness. This is a godsend. Good job. Whatever the team is, good job. This is some hard work. Wow. Me too, Tendo. Me too. Because a lot of the VNs I played used to play human VNs. A lot of them were like anime, and so they were very tropey. This is really well done. I am really interested in seeing more of this. Wow, this is really good. Alright, but enough of me fangasming. I would definitely recommend to download the demo. Like I said, everyone, you could download the demo in the description below. If you want to look at the team, you could go to the Patreon link. And the demo is also available on Steam, I believe, which is very interesting. Yeah, it says the team, the Changeling Tail team. We hope you enjoy your time in Acnacridge. If you would like to play more or support the project, consider joining our Patreon for the latest early access builds as well as exclusive bonus content. This is really well done. I would highly recommend to give this VN a try. I knew people were a little iffy because it's a human VN with transformation instead of just outright furries, but this is really well done. I'm excited to play more of this. I definitely will be streaming this more often. Tomorrow we should be streaming. I will be streaming Minotaur Hotel. We will keep going with that. Another wonderful VN. But yeah, I'm excited to keep going with this. I hope that other people are excited to see me play more of this. Like I said, I'm enjoying this. I hope other people are enjoying this. So, yeah, really well done. But with that being said, this has been a Changeling Tale played by Fallenwolf. I hope that everyone has a beautiful day. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time. We will definitely be playing more of this. Like I said, tomorrow I will be trying to live stream some more of Minotaur Hotel, which we'll be going with Luke, the all-American boy. So I definitely hope that everyone had fun. And like I said, if anybody wants to talk to me, feel free to hit me up on Twitter as well as my Discord. And I always like to say, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. It lets YouTube's weird algorithms know that people are interested in what I post, and it lets me know what you're interested in seeing me play. And don't forget, if you also really like what I do, feel free to show your support by also donating. I have my PayPal link in the description down below, as well as my coffee if you'd like to get me some coffee. Fair warning, I only drink iced coffee. It might be a little more than a regular coffee, but I love my iced coffee, so. But with that being said, take care everyone, have a beautiful day. Mwah.